Cancer, February 2016, love and relationship as well as general forecast. We're going to start out with your love and relationship forecast. So you can see I've done a bit of a different layout for your guys' reading. The first card shows up, says you guys are feeling emotional attachment, emotional illumination, attachment of the good kind. So your emotions are feeling sort of gentle, not quite the happy as exuberant happy, but that kind of gentle happiness. The milk and honey card speaks about that same feeling. Your relationships are not causing you any upheaval at the moment in particular. You're feeling relaxed and generally just quiet happiness about your relationships, I guess. And if you're looking for a relationship at the moment, you're perhaps in tune with your feelings. You're feeling happy and relaxed about your feelings, so you'll be putting out this air as well. So your month has definitely started off on a fairly even keel where emotions are concerned. Then that peace and quiet sort of gets questioned. Something arises which challenges perhaps your peace and quiet. And you ask why. Why is this happening? It started out so nicely. Why is this cropping up now? And perhaps the thing to do here is to question what exactly is it that caused it? What response of yours, almost a knee-jerk reaction of yours to a particular situation, someone said or did something, is causing this inevitable sequence of events. The lesson here, or the thing that has been pointed out to you by the universe, is that there is some kind of automated response from you that then has this situation heading off in that direction, and you need to take a look at what that is. Sometimes they are outdated responses. We don't even know we respond that way. It's such a habit. But take a look at that, because you can in future just keep that happy, nice feeling in your relationships if you know what that reaction is that causes the discord. The next card that comes up says, then you're going to find the key. So perhaps what you're going to do is take a look at that response of yours that sets off this chain reaction. You're going to suddenly realize what it is. And the All That Glitters card says that sometimes you have an idea of what a situation should look like and you head off in that direction, and all it is glitter on the surface. Below that glitter, there is no substance, or the substance that there is was not half as shiny as the surface. So you need to take a look at, this is possibly now relating back to that chain of events or sequence of events that kind of just roll one after the other when you've said or done something. Because you want an outcome that is perhaps not as happy as what you perceive it to be. The outcome you're looking for isn't great. It doesn't glitter. It's not wonderful. So maybe the answer here is look for something else with far more substance. This for people who are looking for new relationships, keep that in mind as well. Then information comes in, or communication comes in, and comes in fairly fast, possibly unexpectedly. That's normally what this little card says. And the card next to it says time to go. Now that time to go card says, right, so something that you're doing or some kind of situation, it's run its course, it's finished, it's time to let go of it. It is no longer serving your highest purpose or serving you in a good way whatsoever. So some kind of communication between you and another, quite possibly, will highlight this, that it's time now to let that go. Now for some of you Cancerians, it could possibly be someone that it's time to let go of. Someone that has that knee-jerk reaction with you all the time. You're forever responding in this manner. They push your buttons. You don't seem to be able to get past that. For the rest of you that are in relationships, watch for those buttons that are being pushed. Check what they are. Check why those buttons get pushed. Have a look at that. Then the next card that says, there's someone, a woman, waiting patiently. If you are a Cancerian woman watching this, you perhaps suddenly take a breath, relax, and think, okay, let me wait this out, because the go to see card is that card of going with the flow. So if you're Cancerian and you watching this, you're thinking now, right, let me take a back seat here. Let me just watch what's going on. Let me assess the situation. And she has a slight smile on her face, and the rose is a token of appreciation. So she's realized she is loved, she is cared for. She's going to take a little bit of backseat and watch what happens. She's not going to try and control the situation. Now, those are the important words. If you're a Cancerian man and you're watching this and there's a woman in your life, then know that she's patiently waiting for you for the penny to drop. So this is sort of that assessment time, that let's see where things go without me trying to control the situation kind of time. Because then the next card that comes up says there's a proposal or an agreement or a long-term decision that is going to finally come after this. The regeneration card speaks about this is something that you thought long gone, that you thought dead and buried, that you thought is not going to work, or something that failed, and finally here it's getting its second chance. So something in your partnerships and relationships is now changing. Something you thought you couldn't possibly change is actually now getting that change, and it's going to be a long-term change. So quite possibly, Cancerians, some of you will have a proposal. There will be a shift in your relationships, and there's a proposal coming, even though you thought, no ways, it's never going to happen. Those of you in long-term partnerships and relationships, you now make that final commitment. You now see way into the distance and realize what your relationship is worth, and you make that commitment. Because the final card says, here is true love. So, Cancer, for you guys this month, there is true love. Whether it is within a relationship that finally gets back onto that really great footing of absolutely true love, or it's in a partnership or relationship, a new one, you're going to find that true affinity with somebody. The card next to it is the treasure card or treasure chest card, and that says if you've been with someone for a long time, don't think you know them completely. They change just as much as you do, and there's still hidden treasure to be found in them, and that treasure is part of being with you. So together you make that treasure. So search for that treasure, because it is there in your relationship. Those of you embarking on new partnerships and relationships, this person together with you will be a treasure. This is a wonderful thing coming into your lives. Right, now let's move on to your general reading. Your general reading speaks about a contract. So there's definitely a contract coming into your lives on a more mundane level here. And it says to check that this contract is fair. So have faith in the contract, but make sure it's fair. And make sure it's fair to everyone involved, and that includes yourself, but also to the other people who are in on this contract. The Freedom card says it's time to free yourself from where you feel constrained. Now this freedom also includes controlling other people, putting expectations on other people that they can't possibly meet, and freeing yourself of the same kind of constraints. So it's time to get that freedom. Live to your potential and let other people live to their potential as well. The Self-Mastery card speaks of you being called upon to improve yourself. So you're being hoisted up here, Cancerians. It's time to look at your diet, your exercise program, your habits. It says it's time to take responsibility for all of these, because they have an effect and a chain reaction right through your life. Right, now your guidance card speaks about grounding. So keep your feet firmly on the ground. Don't lose your perspective. Earth yourself when you can. That means just taking your shoes off and putting them on the ground, taking a deep breath. Deep breaths always work, but staying grounded. Because the next card speaks about needing to let go of certain emotions that are holding you down, or certain emotions that no longer serve you, or certain situations that no longer serve you. So Cancerians are definitely going to be letting go of something which is eating at their emotions this month. Be it just letting go of the situations that cause those emotions, or literally letting go of somebody that causes those emotions. Then the final guidance card speaks about being nurturing to your environment and making your environment nurturing. So make Cancerians especially, their environment needs to be nurturing. They need to feel at home and cozy and nurtured. So make sure your environment is that. It's very important to your emotional stability especially. Then your soul path card is that of the, I think it's the Wren, right? Yes, the Wren. And it says expand your circle and bring people into your network, because they will add to your life. They'll add quality and quantity and abundance to your life. It says to make things move in life, okay? To live life to its fullest. Don't waste time and energy just contemplating get that show on the road. Live to that potential. That's the second time that's come up in your reading. The card that comes up with it says you perhaps have too much on your plate at the moment, so you need to make a decision about what, and listen to what this says. This doesn't say make a decision what's the most important. This says make a decision what you like the most, which is interesting, and do that, right? So where your heart is, where your soul is, go with that path and do that. Put your attention and your energy into that. And consider a playful approach. Now I know from experience that Cancerians are very good at that. So this is a talent. Put it to use for this month of February. Okay, Cancer, so that's your reading for February 2016. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching and listening.